Well, good evening, everyone. My name's Suzanne Steele, and this evening you've been invited to take a first look at a better way to what we believe is a life in balance. We are Nikken Independent Consultants, and we're here tonight to help enrich lives, uplift the world, and share prosperity. I am joined by Ann Brienza. Both of us are in New Hampshire, and we hope that you get something out of this evening's presentation.
The gentleman who founded the company that we're connected with, Nikken, wanted to uplift the world. His goal was to create world peace through world health. And he started his journey as a Japanese Health and Research Institute, first and foremost. It was founded in 1975, and then its world headquarters were moved to North America in 2001, and the company still is debt-free, has billions of dollars in global sales, and many, many satisfied customers and consumers across the globe. The company's mission, besides having world peace, was for each person to have balance in their life. It was Mr. Masuda's idea that if people were balanced in these 5 areas of their lives, they would not have stress, and they would be living in a harmony with not only themselves but the rest of the world. And as we go through the slides tonight, you might see 1 or 2 of these that resonates with you, might jump out. In the center is your core, your spirit, and your spiritual beliefs. And then around the wheel are the 5 areas of mind, family, society, finances, and body.
Now, finances seem to be the #1 source of stress for most people, and that's mostly because of the sides of this 4 quadrant that most of us are in. This is called the cash flow quadrant. It was created by Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And on the left-hand side, you have E or S. Those are either employees or self-employed. If you're an employee, you may feel like this young woman in a box. She might not be able to do what she wants, take the vacation or the time off that she wants. She may feel a little limited because she has a job. The other person is self-employed, and that means you own a job. And this could be a professional like a lawyer or a doctor in this case, shown. And they are only earning income when they are in the office seeing people. Now, there is a better way. It's the right-hand 2 quadrants, either being a business owner or an investor. Business owners could be someone who has a franchise, for instance, or a system where people work with you. This case, a Starbucks. Now, a Starbucks costs a lot of money to get started. Another option is being an investor, and that has some issues with that. It could be that you need money in order to have the money work for you, and you may not have enough to do so. Pictured here is Warren Buffett. He has enough money, and his money is working for him. So 95% of us are on the left-hand side, only having 3% of the wealth, where the other majority of the wealth is on the right side. So how can we make a shift? Well, there is a new trend emerging. It's called the gig economy. It's allowing people to have temporary engagements, being able to be flexible, having better work-life balance, and more mobility. And this is due mostly because of these technologies that we have. A cell phone, our computers, our iPads, whatever devices we have, allow us to plug in and have a business wherever we go. This is important for millennials who may have seen shifts in the workforce of their lifetime. Can everyone please mute? I forgot to do that. Thank you. So the millennials are looking for more balance, and they perhaps have seen someone in their family maybe lose their job. I lost mine a little over 2 years ago, but fortunately for me, I had taken this business on as a side gig and had income coming in. So they may see this as a better way of creating additional income. And so we do have some facts here that are related to health. When we're talking about that body pillar, many of us are under stress. It can be due to different conditions in our body, the way we feel, the way we sleep, or the problems with sleep. This woman here certainly looks like it's been more than one night that she hasn't had a good night's sleep. The other thing that's a health fact is many of us are considered overweight or obese. And the weight loss industry is huge, except it doesn't seem to be addressing the issues. In fact, I was at the food store today and I was really saddened as I left the store. There were 3 very obese people, so large, in fact, they needed the carts to be able to maneuver out and around. And they were even having problems on those. So it was really quite sad to me to see that. And these issues on this screen are all connected with sleep, stress, and last but not least, water. Water is a key element to health. However, bottled water has a lot of issues. And it is also a very large business, but is there a better way to ingest that water that can help us stay healthier?
The health trends, especially for children, are very scary in the sense that we rely on our technologies, but also what are the results of that? The results are, for 1 out of every 5 adolescents, the study revealed that 30% were overweight, and one of the reasons is that they're really not going outside as often, playing physically. They're using their devices. I mean, it's very evident. You just have to open your eyes and see how it's become like an epidemic. There's really not enough consumption of the essential nutrients. And as Suzanne mentioned, the water is such a key. So we're seeing childhood diseases on the rise, and it's becoming more and more prevalent. Only any of the children are eating their vegetables. It's something, and even if they are, the minerals have been depleted in the soil. So we have low-income families that, because they're limited in their resources, they basically go for the less nutritious and easier things that kids can consume. So basically, it's a real problem. Only 27% of high school children really have met the standard for the U.S. Department of Health guidelines for participation in physical activity. I remember growing up, when we finished school, we were outside playing after we finished our homework, of course, and we'd play for hours until we get called in. Well, you just don't see that as often. It's a trend that has unfortunately become a part of life.
And actually, I saw a little clip on the news. I think it was even last night, about children spending more time on devices rather than being outside.
So what's the solution? What's the answer? Well, we as Nikken consultants have felt that we discovered something called self-care, that the responsibility is basically up to us to make a choice to be healthy, not to allow influences of, TV and ads to influence our lives and choices that we make. We've decided to be active wellness participants to become aware of what we're doing and to make a choice to be healthy. Because every day we do make choices, whether we realize it or not. These little tiny choices that we make turn into habits that turn into basically our life, how it's going to determine the quality of our life in the end. For instance, this afternoon, I was getting a little bit hungry around 4:30, and I said, should I go for those cheese and crackers or no? I went instead for some green barley tablets that we have that are more healthful. And I forgot all about how hungry I was actually. And I was kind of proud of myself that I made the decision to do that instead of having something that was not as nutritious. Even choices in our behavior each day, whether we get up in the morning and decide that we're going to get up on the right side of the bed or the wrong side of the bed. Well, all of this leads to, you see the pictures on the right, the choices that we make. Do we want to be like the lady that's looking up at the sun smiling, or do we want to be like the woman that's down below had made poor choices in her relationships, her health, or her income? Well, we feel we have some solutions to this.
And we call it the Certified Nikken Wellness Home. It really is an environment like a greenhouse in your house. You see this beautiful greenhouse and you see the plants thriving on the inside. That's because there's an environment that's created to support them, to not only survive, but to thrive. And for us, we call it the good news. And the words down below stand for good news: grounding, nutrition, energy, water, and sleep. So now let's take a little closer look at each one of those. Now, as far as nutrition goes, you can make those choices. And Anne made a good choice this afternoon. Some of the nutrition choices that we offer are pictured here. And the tub on the lower right with the shaker cup is a choice that I grab a lot for my breakfast or my lunch. It is called Kenzen Vital Balance, and it is vital because it's a healthy choice that allows me to know that I'm getting good food into my body, and if I don't have the time, I can grab and go. Another choice that is powerful is what Anne mentioned. See the little green kind of part of a jar in the middle? That's the jade green zymes. And that is barley grass that is also very alkalizing and good for your system.
The E in good news is for energy products. And the first product that Mr. Masuda introduced were the magnetic insoles that you may or may not have experienced, but I don't go out without them. They are wonderful to connect you with the Earth's energy, as are many of these technologies that you see. We see something that looks like a rectangular mud flap and has little dots on it. And I know I've been working in my garden up here in New Hampshire. The snow has melted, and every time I get a chance, I get an opportunity to go out there, I use this MagFlex to keep myself flexible. And I also use it on the golf course. I really enjoy being flexible and having the energy to do all the things I want to do. These are energy-based products. It's all resting on our G, the grounding pad, which is Earth's natural energy as well. It's a brand new product that allows us to basically enjoy the Earth's energy and be the free radicals that are in our body creating and supporting bacteria and disease are getting de-armed. So many of these products you wear, you sit on, you sleep on, and they're just easy to use.
Now, W stands for water, and we touched on the challenges of water and the necessity for good water, and here are ways to get that good quality water in a very cost-effective way. We have a water bottle that is portable, that has filtration built into it, as well as a freestanding unit called our waterfall, and a shower head pictured as well. All of these have filtering components as well as other things that allow the water to work better in your body, hydrating it more, giving those cells what it needs so it can thrive. And I have been drinking this special PyMag water now for 19 years. And beforehand, I had experienced some pounding head issues, and it wasn't until we had the water that seemed to solve those challenges for me. And it's because I was not hydrated enough.
And the S in good news is for sleep. And this was a product and technology that Suzanne actually introduced to me 17 years ago. And it made a big difference in my life. We're all told how important sleep is, not only for restful and restorativeness, but also for our immune system. And what Nikken has created is a little mini greenhouse at night for you to be in a very restful state with the energy of the earth, with the energy of the sun. And this basically replicates nature. So you have not only a good solid sleep, but you also have something that's going to rejuvenate and restore you so that you wake up refreshed. And honestly, I could not live without my sleep system. So how do we find out about these products and these technologies and this company? Well, there's a couple of choices. Again, little choices we're talking about. You can decide that you'd like to join as a customer and start using some of the technologies. And how we do this is we share them. We promote the products as consultants, and we explain the business opportunity and the wonderful technologies in the products. We invite people to become either customers, or if they see this as a business option, we invite them to it as well. We explain everything. We basically are the messengers. Nikken ships the product, does all the hard stuff. We do not inventory. We don't have to research. We don't have to warehouse. All the operations are done by the company. And at the end of the month, after sharing what we've learned and enjoyed and experienced, Nikken rewards us with a commission check. We also get paid weekly on retail sales, and Nikken offers trips and bonuses to us and many incentives.
And actually, there are a number of people, a number of dear friends of ours who are currently on recognition and a luxury trip to Italy right now. So what do we do as consultants, other than what Anne just explained, those different steps? We really work together. This picture shows how we do that. We, again, leverage and compound. We work by helping each other. You have someone who's more experienced, who's maybe a little further up the mountain. They've climbed a little more. They've talked to more people and shared this and helped more people. And they're helping everyone else do what they've done and learn what they've learned. We work collaboratively. And that's what I really love. I came from the corporate world, and there wasn't quite as much collaborative efforts, because you might lose your job if people did as well as you or even better. But in this realm, we do this best when we're working together.
So we look at this opportunity as basically like an apple. You just can cut an apple open and you can see the seeds, but you really don't know how far those seeds are going to go, how many apples will result as after they've been planted. You know, the whole Johnny Appleseed basically little story was to plant these seeds, and you don't know what your potential is. You don't know how the orchard will grow or even where it will grow. And that's one wonderful thing about being a Nikken consultant, because we can reach out to any of the 20 plus countries that we are open in, and we can spread this good news, this wonderful idea of self-care and wonderful technologies that replicate nature. And we really never know how far it's going to go and how many people we're going to touch.
So at the beginning, Anne shared this 5 pillars of health concept in the upper left-hand corner. Was there one or two of these areas that jumped out at you? Did you hear something in these last few minutes that may help you get back into perhaps a better balance, or maybe a more active lifestyle? We're here to help you begin your new success story. Whether you are just interested in connecting us with other people who could benefit, maybe you are ready to become a customer and start living an active lifestyle like we do. Or maybe you're past that point and you want to impact other people's lives in a greater way and join our team and be a consultant and an active wellness participant and entrepreneur. We thank you for your time, and we encourage you to get back to the person that shared this with you.